Hey everyone, Pete Werner here with your Diz Daily Fix for Tuesday, March 22nd, 2016. Here's what's happening today. Apparently yesterday a fire broke out at Animal Kingdom's Festival of the Lion King that forced the evacuation of the attraction. The fire happened during one of the afternoon performances, and according to reports, the fire began underneath one of the floats. 1,000 people were evacuated without incident. The fire department was called, but the fire had been extinguished by the time they arrived. The following performances yesterday afternoon were canceled, but we're hearing that performances are back on for today. So thankfully, no one was hurt. A rumor reported last week by WDW News Today is now confirmed. Disney is offering guests the opportunity to pay for an extra 3 hours in the Magic Kingdom after park closing for the low price of $150. Think extra magic hours without the extra magic and $150 price tag. The price will include ice cream novelties and bottled beverages. So, wow, if you can drink $150 worth of Coke, you're in great shape. Select attractions will be open, including Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Disney Princess Meet and Greets at Princess Fairy Tale Hall, Peter Pan's Flight, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Space Mountain, and others. Tickets will be available for purchase starting April 6th for select dates in April and May. Currently, the rumored dates are April 14th, 21st, 28th, and May 5th, 8th, 12th, and 19th. Disney is saying that the offer will be limited to, quote, select number of guests, but who knows how many that includes. Now, they're saying that you will be able, much like when you buy a hard ticket for one of the parties, you'll be able to get into the park a few hours before it closes. So you might be able to get Wishes and the parade in, and then have the park basically to yourself, or just very, very low lines for the rest of the evening. Remains to be seen. It's going to be a hard sell that to see if $150 for this is going to be worth it. But Disney's going to try. Now, also just announced this morning is that the Wishes Fireworks Show, the Festival of Fantasy Parade, and the Main Street Electrical Parade are no longer going to be part of the Fast Pass system. Previously, you could make Fast Passes for these events to get into special viewing areas. That is all going away. Some people are starting to speculate, based on the announcement that was just made, that Disney may consider charging extra for these experiences. And again, if they're willing to float $150 for 3 hours in the Magic Kingdom, anything is possible, but it remains to be seen. And finally today, the Magic Kingdoms game for mobile devices was released this weekend, and let's just say that it can get very addicting. I don't know why, because this game really should suck, but I find myself playing it a lot. The game itself is free, but there are these in-app purchases you can make that speed up the process. And if you're like me and you have no patience and you want to hurry up and get through things, you're going to end up spending a lot more money in this game than it's worth. But over on the Diz Today, our own Steve Porter has an article where he outlines 4 things that need to change at Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland. And on DizBoards.com today, hand-wringing over the Rivers of Light dining package has given way to people wondering if the announcement of a $150 hard ticket for an extra 3 hours in the Magic Kingdom was in fact a joke. The thread entitled New MK Paid After Hours Event Announced is pretty much universal in trashing this new idea. So head over to DizBoards.com and check that out. And a little later on today, you can join me and the rest of the Diz team live at 1 p.m. Eastern for the Disney World edition of the Diz Unplugged. We'll discuss the latest news and stories from around Walt Disney World, and we'll also have our review of brunch at the California Grill at Disney's Contemporary Resort. You can watch live by going to DizUnplugged.com or watch the show later on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DizUnplugged. And finally today, if you're headed into the parks in Orlando tomorrow, expect partly sunny skies with a high of 81 and a low of 61. Out in Disneyland, sunny skies with a high of 80 and a low of 51. You can find links to all these stories and more on our Daily Fix main page, wdwinfo.com/dailyfix. That will do it for me today. Be sure to join Jenny Lynn Knopp tomorrow at noon Eastern for the next installment of the Diz Daily Fix. Have a great day, everyone.